the quickest I've ever made my booth feedback and so many repeat customers. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I have my own art small business called Morgan's Creations. This video is going to be a craft show vlog. By the way, I forgot to film the intro to this video, so I'm having to do it on a separate day. I have my second craft show of the 2025 holiday season. This is my third time vending at this show, so I know what to expect. This is always my biggest and best event of the year, so I am so excited. But let's get started with the video. I'm going to show you some clips from the Friday before. This show was Saturday, November 15th, but I wanted to start out the vlog on Friday, November 14th because I was finishing up packing and preparing. I'm filming on my phone because my camera died, but I'm just making sure I have everything for the show tomorrow. I didn't unpack anything from my show last Sunday, so that actually helps a lot. I did the majority of the work last week, so this is everything unloaded from the car from my show last Sunday. I'm just gonna go through everything again just to double check and make sure I have everything. So the majority of the work is already done. I just finished packing the car and it is completely stuffed. It did take me quite some time to fill up the car and pack, but now that it's done, I am ready for tomorrow's show. So here we are setting up. I think we got there an hour and a half before the show started. I've actually gotten a lot quicker at setting up, so I was able to set up the majority of my booth in 40 minutes. The rest of the time I was just adding in my final details like my LED lights, putting out my price signs. I think what also helped with the quick setup time was that this show gives you one table and two chairs, so we only had to bring one extra chair and one extra table. This is my third year vending at this show and I'm always in the same spots. My booth is always on the corner right in front of the entrance of the gym. So right when you walk in, my booth is right in front of you on the corner off to the right side, and this corner booth spot right in front of the doors is perfect. I'm so lucky to have this amazing spot. So here is an overview of my booth. This is my favorite booth setup. I feel like it helps contribute to a lot of sales because my booth is right when you walk in, and I put my wood ornaments on the side of the doors. So right when people walk in, they can see my ornament display, and it looks really good from afar because it's so big. I think it kind of draws people to it, and this year I also had LED lights. The rest of my booth I think looks really nice. I love the red table covers I have this year. Those are new, and I also love my new LED lights, and everything just looks simple, neat, clean, and pretty minimalistic. So I have all of my Christmas ornaments on one side and all of my paintings on the other side. There's also a shelf on the corner with some of my paintings. I got this new LED garland from Hobby Lobby. My grandpa bought it for me. Because my Square card reader was in my phone during the show, it does mess up the audio of my footage, so that's why I have to do voiceovers. So I did give a couple updates throughout, but I do have to redo the voiceover. At this point, I was doing really well and I made a good amount already. So this was my first hour update. I made back my booth fee and then some. So I was really happy and excited during the first hour. I know the angle is kind of weird, but I was able to capture a lot of customer interactions and transactions. I didn't want to like straight up film people, so that's why I blurred some of the faces, and I'm kind of doing it discreetly, but I did want to at least try to film myself packing up some of my sales. I think all of these were for the wood ornaments that sold, so you can see me packaging them. On the back of all of my wood ornaments are a sticker with the SKU number, so before I package up the ornaments, I have to take off the SKU number stickers, and my SKU number system is working very well this year. I'll talk more about it later, but it's been so easy to track my inventory online and in person to keep track of which items have sold. I figured my best-selling items would be my hand-painted wood ornaments because these are always my best sellers, but it's also interesting to see like a lot of the kids were into my magnets. I also sell some glass acrylic pour ornaments, and these have not sold in years. These items have not been very popular. This year I sold a lot. I sold 7 or 8 at this show, and I even sold some of my plastic ones online. This is my notebook where I track everything that has sold. Pretty sure that was at the halfway point, so around 12 o'clock. Things were pretty steady and consistent for the rest of the show, so I was still getting sales up until around 2:30. My mom and my grandpa came to this show again. They're my helpers for this entire season. They helped me pack and set up and tear down. They also helped me handle customer transactions like getting change. So shout out to them again. Thank you for helping me at this show. I worked really hard on my booth display and my setup and my products, and I'm just so proud, so happy, and so grateful that I was very successful. As soon as I got home, I went to the page where I put all of the SKU number stickers from the ornaments that had sold. I went online to my shop and I deleted all of the matching SKU numbers. So I typed in all of the SKU numbers for the ornaments that sold and I deleted them from my shop. I marked them as sold out and then I ended up just deleting them so there's no confusion. It is time for a craft show recap. So if you missed my video from last week where I vlogged my first craft show of the season, go and watch that first for some context. Today was my second craft show of the holiday season, and I think it makes sense to watch these craft show vlogs in order. But now I'm going to talk about today. So today is Saturday, November 15th. The craft show today was from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is my third time being a vendor at this craft show. They have this annual craft show and it's very, very popular within this community. I think they've been doing it for 10 to 20 years. It's been a long time because it's gone so extremely well in the previous years. I know now that it's something I want to do every single year. And because I am a returning vendor, I have the same spots that I've had since I started. I got extremely, extremely lucky because my spot was actually right in front of the door. So the gym is the main area where most of the vendors are, and my booth was right through the gym doors. There's only one set of doors to the gym, and right when you walk in, my booth is the first thing you see. So within the first 10 minutes, I made 2 sales. And if you guys saw my vlog from last week, that craft show did not go very well at all. I only got a few sales at that show and it was 6 hours long. To have 2 sales within the first 10 minutes right off the bat felt so insane. And then about 15 minutes later, so by 9:25, I had already made back my booth fee and then some. Super, super grateful for those very quick sales within the first 25 minutes. So for the rest of the show, it was all profit. I think that was the quickest I've ever made some sales, the quickest I've ever made my booth fee back. Before 10 a.m., I was able to cover the booth fee from last week's show and this show. Within the first hour, I did so well. I made a really decent amount of money. The first 2 hours were pretty busy and there was a steady, consistent flow of customers pretty much throughout the entire time. Things did slow down around 1 p.m. The last 2 hours were a bit slower. I still made some sales between 1 and 3 p.m., but it definitely was a lot slower. I got my last sale around 2:30 and then we packed up around 2:50-ish. This craft show is in a really nice town with a really great community and everyone just felt really friendly. It was definitely a big difference compared to my show from last week. Like at this show, everybody was just more talkative and friendly. Like the vibes were so different. I met so many new, incredible, nice, friendly people, and I had so many repeat customers come to my booth. It still feels so surreal that some people buy from me multiple times, like year after year. They are continuing to support my business. They're continuing to visit my booth in person at this show, and some of them even buy from me online multiple times, and I'm super grateful for those customers. So it was really nice getting to see some familiar faces and talk with these people again, and to have them support me again and again just means so much to me, and it doesn't even feel real, honestly. And of course, thank you to all of my customers and everyone who made a purchase, but just in general, a thank you to everyone. Even if you just stop by to talk to me or see me, I really appreciate it. What's interesting though is that the show this year was a lot smaller. I heard there were 20 to 30 less vendors than there usually are. I did not get to go around the entire building, but even in the gym I was in, there were a lot less vendors. I'm not really sure why. To finish things up, I'll do a quick sales recap and compare to last year's craft show. So I have my notes in front of me. I sold a total of 44 wood ornaments, 7 glass ornaments, 3 bookmarks, 4 prints, and that breaks down to 1 5x7 print and 3 8x10 prints. And I also sold 1 original acrylic painting. So I sold a total of 59 items and I had a total of 21 orders. Some people bought multiple items. All right, let's get into the numbers, which is probably the juiciest part. So my gross sales was $338.04, and the booth fee for this show was $45, which is fairly reasonable. So my net profit was $293.04. I am blown away. I'm so grateful. I'm usually within the $300 range at this show, so it does compare to the years prior that I've been to this show. A lot of my items are priced really cheap, so I'm not that type of vendor that makes like $1,000 at a show. Now let's compare to 2024. Again, this is the exact same show. So last year my total profit was $300.04. Like I said, this year's net profit was $293.04. I ended up doing pretty much the exact same amount this year. It's really really only like a $7 difference. I only made $7 less than I did last year. This is definitely my biggest event every single year, and it's also my best event. Again, I'm really grateful for how this show turned out. I'm very, very excited now for next year. I have 2 more craft shows left this holiday season, and I have a 2-week break, so my next show is not for 2 weeks. Stay tuned for those craft show vlogs coming in the next few weeks. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on this video. If you have any tips or advice for me for my items or my booth, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you guys like to attend craft shows. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!